Good morning, everyone. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I had to run away for a second. Welcome to today's live readings. We are doing the Oracle of the Fairies today. I love doing fairy readings so much. So let's get started. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. If you would like to have a fairy oracle card drawn for you, I am here, willing and able to do that. All you need to do is to tell me something that you appreciate today. What do you love about your life? What is it that's special that you appreciate? You might appreciate your bed, or you might appreciate a breath of fresh air. You might appreciate flowers right now. I have flowers right in front of me out my window, and I really am appreciating the world today for sure. And I appreciate the fairies because of the fun and a little bit of naughtiness. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Have you been here before, Teresa? Oh gosh, I'm just so glad to have you as my first person. Thank you for acknowledging the blessing of being here to share the fairy cards today. Let me just bring my stars here, because a lot of times the fairies are here for healing and for hope. And stars always remind me of healing and hope. So let me bring those in. Okay. All right. Oh, well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, Teresa. And do you enjoy the fairies? Let's take a look at a card for you. Anybody who would like to have a fairy oracle card today, it's my pleasure. All we need to do is tell me something you appreciate first. So, Miss Teresa, let's pull a fairy card for you. Aren't they pretty? Ooh, look at that. The Journey card. Okay, I'm going to get my fairy wand. This is my fairy wand. Isn't it beautiful? It's made out of an old shell. It's so special to me. I really love to use it when I do fairy readings. Such a pretty vase. Anyway, let's take a look at the journey. So, Teresa, it looks to me like the fairies are wanting you to understand that you are on a journey. And it may seem to you maybe that you're not. I mean, because you're in a certain place right now. You may be in your home, on your phone, watching this reading, and you're not in the middle of a trip. But I think that the fairies are wanting you to understand that life is a journey for you, and that as you go along, you are going to meet people who are going to really help you, Teresa. That when you go through your life, and as you look back, you're going to be able to tell and remember the certain people that showed up at just the right time for you. Isn't that true? And as you've journeyed along, some heartbreaks have happened and some losses have happened. But the reality is that you've always had someone show up when you needed. So when I'm looking at her right now and how she's got this rabbit on a leash, can you see that the rabbit has a muzzle on it, which is quite unusual, don't you think, for a rabbit to have a muzzle on it? Because rabbits don't typically make any noise. And so what I'm seeing here, the rabbit is a sign of fertility, and it's also a sign of abundance. And look how big that rabbit is compared to the fairy. So I think on your journey, you are going to be finding something quite valuable. It may be something from your past that you forgot about, something that's going to show up again, or maybe it's a person who's going to return to your life. But you can expect along your journey that something special is going to happen. And you may remember this reading and think, oh, yes, now I remember what that woman said. I'm Catherine, by the way. I should introduce myself. But it shows, though, there's such peace in this journey. So, whatever it is you're going through, Teresa, just understand that the fairies are so concerned and really want to support you. Okay? So beautiful, beautiful reading. And supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Rose, what a beautiful name. I should say that 3 times. Welcome. I am doing very well today. And if you would like a reading, all you need to do is tell me something that you appreciate. What is something in your life right now that's going well? Anybody who wants a reading? Oh, hello, all you people. I see all you out there. If you would like a fairy reading, I'm here for you. All you need to do is tell me something you appreciate, and I'm happy to pull a card for you. Meanwhile, I'm going to pull a card for the whole collective because I normally start with that, but Teresa was here and ready. So let me just pick a card for all of you for the collective. Don't you all love fairies? I sure do. And this is our card for the collective. The theme for today: listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Hi, Lana. Welcome. Oh gosh, I'm glad that you're inside too while it's raining outside. I'll be happy to draw you a card, Lana. For the collective, though, how often do you stall when it comes time to put on some music? You might get the idea in your mind, oh, I want to put on my favorite tunes and then dance around the house. No kidding. I was thinking last night, I used to do a lot of dancing when I lived in Mexico because there were so many little taverns and restaurants all along the coast that had bands that played in them, and it was fun. It was almost like old high school bands, and I loved it. There's a YouTube channel called Reps to the Rhythm, and Reps to the Rhythm has walking and exercise videos that are absolutely fantastic. The music is just great, and I can't sit still when that music is on. And another thing that you can do, and I suggest it, you guys, if you take your the year that you were 14, 15, or 16, that year, look at the summer and see what hits there were. If you make a playlist of the songs that were popular when you were 14 or 15, you'll be so surprised what will happen inside your body. No kidding. So please try that and then let me know. And also, I think it's very cool that it says that music brings fairies to our door, because we do want to have that playful energy around us. So all of y'all who love fairy readings, if you like this music message, hit that thumbs up and complete the loop. Claim this energy for you. And this week, make sure that you listen to plenty of music. It really is medicine for your soul. Okay, so if you agree with that, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a music fan, well, then I guess it's not that important. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'd love to do a reading for you. Those of you, Luana has been here before. Hi, Luana. And she understands that being able to appreciate something opens the door for your reading. All right. I have decided I want to have the most positive live streams on YouTube. And so I teach my people to be appreciative first, and then the reading comes, okay? So let's see here. We have Luana. Welcome, Luana. I know you've been here before. Let's see what the universe has to say to you through the fairies today. Okay. Oh, solitude. Isn't that a pretty card? She looks so happy, doesn't she? She's, in a way, I feel like she's dancing. Very interesting for her to have that energy. There's a hornet on the outside of my window flying all around trying to get in. So I got distracted. But anyway, solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. So, Luana, hi, Melanie. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. All you need to do is add an appreciation, and I'll be happy to draw you an oracle card. So, Luana, I wonder if you feel shy about being alone, if you feel lonely when you're alone, because the fairies are trying to get through to you that actually you're in the ideal place when you are by yourself. Of course, we don't want to be by ourselves all the time, but if you can just allow yourself to be in a place of real quiet and breathe and just allow your imagination to run wild, what would you think about? What would you want to do? What would you want to be? And so as you do spend time alone, enjoy the development of your imagination. Imagination is a very strong tool for manifesting the life that you want. Now, if you have a lot of pain in your imagination, for example, if somebody was mean to you, if somebody cheated on you or hurt your feelings, sometimes your imagination can be filled with pain, and that is not comfortable. What I like to do about that is I do tapping. I don't know if you've ever heard of tapping, Luana, but it's something that is quite helpful, and it's something I recommend, okay? But at any rate, if you have any questions, be sure to write me. I think you might have already emailed me, Luana. I'll have to check, because I can let you know when I'm going to be doing tapping sessions. I would love to invite you, okay? So, all right, wonderful. Wonderful, Melanie. Jessica, great. And Jessica, I appreciate that my healing is moving mountains for myself. Oh my goodness, bless your heart. I have been through a healing journey. In fact, kind of we're always on a healing journey, but I have been. And I did say when I was sick, I said, this is like 17 years ago, but I said, there's a cool factor to watching your body recover. It's very interesting to be weak and then become strong again. And I love what you said about I appreciate the moving mountains for yourself. Wonderful. So glad to hear that. So let's pick a card for you, my dear Jessica. And what do we have? Ah, temptation. Okay. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its disguise. So I really like this, because I look at this beautiful fairy here who has a mask on, okay? And so the mask is showing that the fairy is hiding its face. It's hiding its face. So, what I think this message means for you, Jessica, is that as you recover, as you continue to get well, there are temptations to pick up things that are not good. I know that's so true for myself. I do. And I'm facing having to change some of my eating habits. And that isn't easy for me, but I see that if I don't eat the proper food, I just don't feel right. I don't feel good. And so I am tempted by the taste of it, but I know that right now for my health and well-being is best for me to avoid. So I would say that I reflect that back to you, Jessica, and you may want to just do a little bit of an inventory where you write down a list of behaviors that are questionable and just look at them and see if there's one or two behaviors that you can continue to prune away from your life to support your recovery. Okay? Oh, you know what? I just got another hit, Jessica. I don't know if this is for you or for somebody else that's listening, but I'm wondering if you have a temptation towards a person. I feel like there's somebody listening right now out there who there's a partner that is not a good partner, and you know it, and you're so tempted to stay because the situation feels okay, but it's really not. This is a very particular message, maybe for you, Jessica, but maybe for someone else, where it's just like the fairies are saying, please be careful. Please be careful, because you're not able to be your whole self. It's like you're wearing a mask when you're with the person because they're not really right for you. And you know what? You know it deep in your heart. Okay? That's a deep message for someone. Okay, let's go on. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for telling me that. Listen, email me, Jessica, would you? Because I can help you for sure with tapping. And the tapping classes are just going to be $10 a piece. So it's very affordable, but definitely email me because I would love to support you, girl. All right. So, okay, let's see here. Let me go back. Hi, Sophia. Welcome, welcome. Be sure to add your thank you to the, or excuse me, your appreciation to the list, and then I will draw you a card. And now we have Melanie. Excuse me. Let me grab a drink. Another day to learn me. Oh gosh, I love that. I appreciate you for appreciating that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Because really, isn't it true? I'm 71 years old, for Pete's sake, and I'm still learning myself. And in fact, I'm learning myself in deeper ways than I ever thought possible. It's so weird, you guys. Anyway, let's take a look for Melanie. Another day to learn about herself. Okay, and ooh, let's see here. Oh, look at this. I I just feel so drawn to read the messages also just because they're so beautiful. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Wow. Okay, so my dear Melanie, when I look at this picture, I see a student. I see someone who is studying their cards. Look at the cards. Isn't that neat? Are you a card reader by chance, Melanie? Because it looks like, see, there's cards there. So maybe, I wonder if you've been wondering about being a reader or if you work in the esoteric arts at all, because this picture is just so complete. I love the campfire, the thought about being alone and really digging into your spiritual gifts. I feel like there's a call on your life, Melanie, that you may not be aware of. I don't know if you're aware of it yet, but there is a call. And so if you are a card reader or some sort of psychic or intuitive, the fairies are just pouring out their energy on you, and they want to encourage you and inspire you to step out and speak. You do have ideas that will help people. And sometimes the word divination can be a little scary. Like, what does that mean, divination, for Pete's sake? Because divine is a word that we use for God. But what I understand in my abilities is this is a gift that I have to be able to look at the cards and tell a story. And the fact that it matches somebody is really pretty remarkable to me every single time. So, divination is nothing to be afraid of, because if it's your call, it's not hard. I promise you. I've been doing readings for over 20 years now, and so I'm a little bit accustomed to it, but I'm always still deeply surprised every time I do a reading and somebody goes, "Thank you, that fit exactly with where I'm at." Like what happened with Jessica in the last reading, where suddenly I just got that feeling of that there's a person that's troubling her, and it was correct. I can't explain that. I'm not even going to try to explain it, but I love the cards because they give me an opportunity to tell that story. Okay, so Melanie, I do feel like you do have a call, and I would be very curious about that, and I would love to support you. So please do email me and let me know. Are you a reader? I would love to know that. So thank you very much. And hi, Sophia and Jessica. Muskan, welcome. Okay. Oh, wonderful, Sophia. Thank you. Yes, Melanie, I believe your intuition is high. I just sense that. I sense that you have spiritual abilities that you may or may not be aware of. Okay. So we got to test that out. Email me. I'll help you figure it out. I promise. Okay, so we have Sophia. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. When I come on live, it fills my heart. It reminds me of when I did readings like in a little crystal shop somewhere, because I am live. I'm not AI. I'm a real person, and I love being able to give you guys support and love, especially from the fairies. One of my favorite readings. Okay, so now Sophia, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Sophia's been here before. I appreciate you guys so much who come back and visit me every time I'm live. Some of y'all show up. I'm amazed at that. So Sophia, let's take a peek at an oracle card for you. Let's see what we have. Ah, the inner child. This is really important. Now, Sophia, I know you a tiny bit. Some of you guys who have written to me, you've emailed me, I do know you a little bit. I know your energy, and I can read the cards even more deeply then, because I feel like for you, Sophia, being able, well, let me read it first. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. I have to tell you that the inner child message can sometimes, it can be so heavy. You know, you can look up some YouTubes and you can do some work on inner child, and a lot of times it's about grief, because some of the things that we all went through when we were kids was tough, and some of us didn't have a loving mom who could play with us. In my case, my mom was injured in an accident when I was just a little one. I was just about 1.5, and my mom was terribly injured. So for probably a year, she was in recovery. And so I missed that. And I think sometimes that may have something to do with my insecurities and my anxiety, because I didn't understand what was going on at the time. And so I think that as I reflect out, and so many people tell me about their childhoods and how they were a little tough. And so I feel like now you get to reparent yourself, Sophia. There is a book that's really good, and it's called Mothering Ourselves. I think that's what it's called. It's an old book. Um, I think I should look it up so I'm sure. But the whole idea of being our own moms later in life when we're not living at home anymore, and being loving to ourselves as if we were our own child. Because as a mom, I can tell you that I just adored my babies. I adored them. I mean, there was so much love. This was how I felt, and this is what I did. I myself need to have that same love from me. And you, Sophia, and everyone that's listening, you really do need to take a moment and love the part of yourself that is still inside, that is the inner child. So there are wonderful videos out there, and one of them is by something called Wu Wei Wisdom, Wuwei Wisdom. They have great inner child videos on their channel, and also you can look up Louise Hay, Inner Child, and she has a wonderful video that will help you with your inner child. Okay, Sophia? I just feel like the fair right now, it's Leo. It's a month of revisiting, redoing. It's because Mercury's in retrograde, which I don't really know. I know just enough to be dangerous about astrology. But I read an article this morning that because Mercury's in retrograde for the whole month, it's a good time to review, to restore, to revisit. It's just good energy to go revisit the inner child situation, Melanie. I mean, excuse me. Oh, Melanie, interesting. I said your name. I believe you could benefit from this also, my dear Melanie. But Sophia, this is your card. And do let me know, would you? Because I think that this might be a real key for you. Oh, good morning, Christina Rose. I'm so glad to see you today. We are doing our oracle cards. We're having a very good morning so far. So thank you for joining us. Christina Rose has been helping me do some of my little short videos, and I'm so excited to have her help. She's flipping cards for me. So you guys I did the 2 cards I put out this morning were really nice, and so be sure to check them out because Christina is the one whose hand you're seeing. So oh, I'm glad you caught me too. I didn't know if you were busy today or not. And I always, I can jump on whenever I feel like I want to touch base with my people. It's so nice to be able to come on here and be with you guys. I just love it. It fills my heart with joy. So now what I'll do right now is I'm just going to oh, you're sure welcome, my Sophia. I'm going to just draw a card for the collective now and then when there's a gap in between. But those of you who would like a reading, all we do is add an appreciation, and I'm more than happy to draw an oracle card for you. So let's draw for everyone. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I see that you're adding those, and it means the world to me. I really appreciate it. Plus, for you guys, when you hit the thumbs up, it completes the energetic circle. So you really do link into what it is we're doing here. And if you feel resonance with the reading, you definitely want to hit that thumbs up and close that loop so you keep the energy all day long. Okay, so here we have nature signs for the collective. Okay, so what are the fairies up to? What are the fairies up to? Okay. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and minds. That's very true. Right now in my neighborhood, we have some bugs that are very loud. I assume that they're locusts, but they are so loud. I was going to do my readings outside today, and I thought, these are too loud. So I came back in. But I think that this is so good for us because number one, you have to go outside to see nature. Okay. Definitely. And so I think all of us, everybody who's listening to this right now, you have to realize that the fairies love nature, right? They do. They love nature. When I look at the lightning bugs, which I spent years without seeing lightning bugs, and now that I'm here in Tennessee, I see them. And they always remind me of fairies because they're just these tiny little bugs that light up, and it just brings me so much joy. And so that's the key. Joy lives in nature. It just does. A beautiful flower, the smell of a flower. I have a cucumber vine that's making cucumbers, like more cucumbers than I could imagine. I never had a cucumber plant before because I just didn't do that. And now it's so fun to watch. And it fills me with joy every time. So I just feel like the fairies are leaning on every one of you guys that's out there. Okay, how many of you have stayed inside your apartment or inside your house, and you look outside and you think it's too hot? You know, well, it is hot, but you can get up early and go out for a walk in the bright early morning when it's cooler. But spending time outside is such an important part of manifesting, because when you're outside and you're surrounded by nature, I've been finding feathers, and I find feathers that match. And so I wonder, I'm just going to show you. See these two feathers? And I found another, I found two this morning, or I found one this morning, a black and white one, that they're matching. And I wonder, what is it that the fairies are telling me? I mean, could I be meeting a new friend, or maybe even a partner? Which I can't imagine at this point in my life, I can't. But to find matching pairs of things, to me, is a sign of something. And so I want to be open. And then we look at these two badgers here. Again, we have a pair. And even on the top of my fairy wand, I have a pair of crystals. So for the collective, somebody's coming for someone. I mean, there's so many signs of doubles here in my life. And I just feel like that's true for our collective also. So if you're waiting for a partner, if you're looking for a new friend, if you're looking for some kind of new connection, I believe that in the month of August, I think you're going to be restoring your relationships. Okay? Excellent. I love that for us, all of us. You know, when I do these readings, when I do these readings, they're really, for me, I'm kind of narcissistic that way. Oh, Jessica, I really enjoy. Oh, great. Thank you so much. And Jessica, I know you appreciate Christina's filming of the new cards. And also, anybody who wants to join me, if you have a deck of cards and you want to flip cards for me and be part of Fish Out of Water and Friends, it would mean the world to me. So just email me and I will help you get started, because it's so fun to have the help. So anyway, I'm going to draw a card for Miss Christina Rose. And I appreciate her so much. And we met not even a month ago, I don't think, and we have such a kindred spirit, and I am grateful for the support. Honestly, I've been on my own doing the channel since 2021, and it's so nice to have helpers. That's why I changed the name to Fish Out of Water and Friends. So Christina, ooh, perfect. Perfect. Tree wisdom. Wonderful. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Interesting. So trees are, I have a feeling, Christina, you and I don't know each other very well at all, but I have a feeling that you do have an affinity for trees. And I can imagine you putting your hand on a tree, just putting your hand on the bark of the tree. And I feel like that's very healing for you. Have you ever sat down, Christina, and laid your back against a tree, like sit so that it's as if the tree and the earth form a chair? You know what I mean? So you're sitting on the ground but leaning against a tree. I just feel like that is something that would be really cool for you. Yeah, okay, good. I figured, because the thing about, and also the collective, all y'all who are listening, it's very moving to touch a tree, to lean against a tree. Do you remember back in the day there were tree huggers, people that were kind of hippie-ish that wanted to hug trees? Well, I get it now. I have a couple of trees that are very emotional for me, and they're back in Indiana. And several years ago, I went back to Indiana, revisited, and I went to the tree that I always used to climb as a kid, and I just touched it and I cried. I just cried. And it makes me want to get emotional right now. When I was a kid, I climbed the tree and I brought a book with me to read because it was peaceful up there. But just touching that tree, even thinking of it, it was a cottonwood tree. It was huge, huge, and it was easy to climb. And sometimes I want to climb a tree right now. But I'm 71 and I'm like, okay, Catherine, let's just behave yourself. You don't need to climb a tree. But tree wisdom is so special. And Miss Christina Rose, I think that if you ask the tree, I'd be very curious. But I'm sensing for you, when next pick a tree, go sit next to it and really lean on it. And then what I would want you to do is to speak to the tree about that one habit you told me about, the one habit that you definitely want to stop. I'm so curious if the tree will, speak to you, okay? Because this tree dryad, I never heard of that word dryad, so that makes me interested. I need to look that up. A beautiful card for you, my friend. Do you play the flute by chance? Maybe you're supposed to start. Okay, anybody else would like a reading? I see there's lots of people here. So if you'd like a reading, all you need to do is add something you appreciate or something you love about your life. I was thinking I might change that to say, I love blank, because what is it you love about your life right now? Tell me that. Ooh, you're welcome, my friend. If you tell me what you love, I'd be happy to draw you a card. Meanwhile, I'm going to draw one for the collective. Don't you love this deck, you guys? I'm so thrilled with it. I have another fairy deck, and I'm going to bring that out later on in the week. I'll do another fairy reading because they're so well received, and I really feel the love from y'all. So for the collective, interesting. Look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Okay, so for all y'all, oh, definitely, Ashlin, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'll draw you a card next. So what we have here is I feel like there's certain people in the collective who just don't want to look at a book because YouTube does just fine, thank you very much, or social media gives you the education that you want. And I know when it comes to manifesting, because that's where most of the people come into my world, because they want to manifest either love or money. That's most of the people that come, that's what they're wanting. But they really don't want to look in a book anymore because it seems like books are out of style. Even on YouTube right now, you can get summaries of books, which are very good, all right? But there's something about looking in a book here for you. And you may already have been thinking in your mind, I need to find a book. I know if I find a book, I will get the clarity I want. So there's this idea that's been dropping into you. So I just got another thought. So I think that what might be happening for you is somebody might have recommended a book already, and they're like, you need to read this book. Okay, so somebody out there, I believe this is totally you. I think somebody has been telling you, you need to read this book. Come on, read this book. So I'm telling you, I agree with your friend. Whatever that book is, the fairies are so excited about you reading it. Okay, so even if you just get it and you only read the first chapter and the last chapter, which is fine, you can do that, but definitely follow a lead. I really feel this is more the message. Somebody has already recommended a book and you are like stalling on it, okay? So be sure to honor the fairies because they really do love you, period. Okay, and now we have beautiful Ashlin. Hi, Ashlin. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I don't think I've seen you before, right? I think you're new here. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining. All right, let's draw Ashlin an oracle card. Ah, sorry. Ooh, okay. This is cool. This is a cool manifesting card. Absolutely. Okay. So what we know here is that this is, I really love how deep and dark and purple this is, because this is the spiritual color. Okay, this is the color of your spiritual chakra, and it shows that you are very open to growing spiritually, Ashlin. And I love that for you, because growing spiritually or growing energetically is really becoming an adult. It's adulting. It's being able to realize, look, people hurt my feelings in the past. Yep, they did. People left me, people cheated on me, people hurt my feelings in the past, for sure. But now, with knowing how energy works and knowing how to release and let go of the past, you really are moving forward in a very rapid way, all right? So let's read what the message is here. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So, Ashlin, what's happening is that I'm just guessing, and I think that the fairies are seeing that you have a list of things you want to manifest. And the list has some things in it that are absolutely what I call your core desires. This is kind of important, okay, Ashlin? That you have two kinds of desires within your heart. You have core desires, and those are the desires that I describe as that you were born with those desires. That the desire for stability, that is a core desire. The desire for connection, that is a core desire. But a new car, a new house, a vacation, those are things that could be what I call formed desires. So if you form a desire, that means you kind of create it in your imagination and it feels good, you want to have it. But if it's not a core desire, you'll waste so much time trying to force it into being, because it demands so much attention. Do you guys, Ashlyn, do you watch Abraham Hicks? Abraham Hicks videos, they teach about being in the vortex, which is about letting everything go. And so if you have difficulty letting go of your wishes, it might be that they're formed and not core. So wish wisely, pick core desires best you can. If you need more support with that, email me. I'd be happy to assist you. I can guide you to doing this more efficiently. One of our members here, Janice, has been working very hard for about 7 months. She's been working with me to be able to wish wisely. And everything has changed so much for her as she's gotten her core desires. There's 4 core desires that she's working toward. And now she's realizing, yes, if she gets the new car, she may feel more stability, but it's stability that is the core desire, not the new car. Makes sense? It's a little, it's a teaching instead of a reading, but I just love to teach that, because sometimes if you're so frustrated and your desire won't come, you can look at it and say, wait a second, did I form this desire out of nothing, or is it truly a core desire of mine? Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Ashlin. I'm delighted that you're here. And so let's see here. Hi, Shivanji. Well, the fairies might, I bet the fairies have a lot to say about your career. And your ex, I'm not sure we can cover both with just one card, but if you appreciate something that in your life, yes. So what do you love about your life right now, Shivanji? What is it you love about your life right now? And I'd be happy to draw you a reading. Just taking a sip. Meanwhile, excellent, yes. Isn't it true? Even though the family can be a little bit of a pain in the arse sometimes, the fact is that we love our family. Thank God for our family. Beautiful. Thank you. I love this. You guys are making my dream come true, because being able to create, being able to create these readings with all of this positivity in the live stream is so meaningful to me. And I appreciate all of you all for just playing along with me. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're sure welcome, Ashlin. I appreciate you. And I just hope that the message is meaningful and that you can take it all week and just remember it. Think about it. Okay, so Shivanji, let's take a look at what the fairies have to tell you. All right, motivation. That's just a perfect card. Hang on for a second. Didn't you ask about career? Yeah. Okay, so I would say that this message, let me get my pointer, my fairy pointer. Isn't that pretty? I just love this so much. I bought it in San Diego a gazillion years ago. I just love it. You're welcome, Liz. Thank you so much for appreciating that. I appreciate you. So I'd be happy to draw you a card just in a minute. So Shivanji, motivation, in terms of the career. Okay, when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. So I feel that this card, for me to pull this for you right now, it's showing that there's some action that you need to take. And my gut feeling is it's in training, that there's something that you can train in to increase your skills. Right now, the way the world is, there's so many opportunities, particularly in technology and in support for companies, because they have so much technology going on. And so I feel like for you, Shivanji, it's a good idea to get some further training. Okay, because this, when I look at that face of that fairy, look how happy she is. But she's not working at the moment, right? She's just satisfied. She's resting for a moment. And I believe that she is meditating and that she's pouring in motivation, that she's adding motivation energy from the divine. So I feel like let's see, there's a man named Michael Seeley. Michael Seeley is a hypnotist online, and I just love him. I listen to his morning meditation every single morning. It clears the chakras, and he's just remarkable. His voice is remarkable, and I think he has some motivation around money and career. So I strongly suggest that for you. Okay, so and you're mentioning that you're stressed about your ex. Because all right, so then let's look at this, and we'll just look at this and see what it is. Shivanji, you know, I really feel that your ex is actually happy. I feel that the relationship with you was something that you guys both went through, and she did not have the motivation to continue. And I know that's heartbreaking, Shivanji. Believe me, I've been through breakups. I know how hard it is. In fact, Shivanji, if you go, there's a website called breakupcandy.com. Okay, write that down. Breakupcandy, breakupcandy.com. Okay, look that up because it has a lot of articles about breakups. Okay, because Shivanji, did you hear when I was talking about the core desires and the formed desires? I feel like you formed a desire to be with this person, but the reality is that the person doesn't want to be with you, and it's okay. It's okay to accept that, because I think when spring approaches, you're going to have a different relationship. I really do. And I know that's a long time from now, but you need to heal. You've got to work on your career. You have life to deal with. You love your family. You can devote yourself to your family. And I believe a new love is going to come into your life in the springtime. And it's important to learn the lessons that you know, whatever mistakes you felt you made, or whatever that person hurt you by, well, just the fact that they're married, that's a little bit of a difficult thing. So I would definitely work on letting that go. Let it go. There are some wonderful YouTube videos on letting it go. Okay, so the very best thing you can do is to YouTube search for meditations on letting things go. Okay, I really, especially if the person is married, I've had so many people come to me over many years now, because I've been doing counseling, well, not counseling like a counselor, but just doing readings and what have you for such a long time. And and there's a quote that I quote all the time, and it's, an X is an X for a reason. An X is an X for a reason, most times. Although in my own family, one of my family members remarried their ex after 3 years, and it's quite miraculous. So I can't say it never works out, but it rarely works out, because there's a reason you guys broke up. Okay, anybody else want a reading here? All you have to do is add something that you appreciate, and I'm very happy to do a reading. Oh, Liz. Yes, I forgot. All right, Liz, my dear. Let's see. Siobhan, thank you so much for asking me. All you have to do is add something that you love about your life into the stream, and I will be glad to draw you an oracle card. Okay, Liz, let's see what the fairies have for you. Interesting card. Precious, precious time. Okay, precious, precious time. Okay, the fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay, so let's look. Well, this does look like a shop owner, doesn't it? This fairy looks like a shop owner. And she looks I love how the hat is tipped on her head. She's definitely unique, um, unapologetic, not afraid to be herself. So I feel that the first message for you, Liz, is in your career. Um, it's important that you are uniquely yourself. I feel like you may have been confused about what it is you want to focus on in your career, and it's been kind of sluggish. And like the motivation card from the last reading would be part of what would be helpful for you. And also, I do feel some pressure in my upper chest, my lower throat, which is always my sign that you may have trouble speaking your truth. You may be shy or insecure a little bit. And so on the career, you're not presenting yourself in your full glory. Okay. And so you have a hat tipped on your head. So you're a little different. But as you go forward, remember that the fairies are supporting you 100% to use your precious time well. So if you're working at something right now that is not satisfying to you, the smartest thing to do is to just get some training or look what can you add to your skill set to make you more valuable in your career. Right now, as I said earlier, the world is such a busy place, and so many companies do need skilled employees. And so you may be able to pick up a side job that you could get with another skill. And I keep noticing this owl back here. And the owl is just that symbol of wisdom, okay? And being able to really use your precious time. Now, when we come to love, it's similar because what is it that's going on in your love life right now? How can you move forward? If, again, if you've had a breakup in the past, that's holding you back in love, go to breakupcandy.com and just look through that blog a little bit. There's so many articles about breakup recovery and why you have to wait for love after a breakup, because there's a process involved for you to energetically split from the past, okay? But I feel like the fairy of time is right there with you, wanting to save you time. So if you get, for example, if you're going to go out somewhere and you get a strong intuition, no, don't go there. Don't go, right? Save your precious time and use it really wisely, okay? All right, excellent. Siobhan, beautiful. I appreciate the simple things in life and I love my new happiness. So true. I've gotten so simple with my life since I lived in Mexico. It was just such a treat to live in an underprivileged country for a while. It sounds like a weird treat, but it was because the people are so content with little. And it was so different from living in the States, and it changed me. It changed me forever. So this is for Siobhan. Oh, a beautiful card for you, Siobhan. The Happy Fairy of Sunshine. Oh, beautiful. The Happy Fairy of Sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. So, Siobhan, I feel like right now what's happening is that there's an opportunity this month in August, the sun. August is a sunny month here in the United States, and it's a hot month where I live. But it's hot. You know how you use the word hot when things are great, right? Things are really hot right now, right? So I feel like for you, Siobhan, what's happening is that the fairies are encouraging you to look at your shadows. And if you go outside at like about 4 o'clock and stand where you can see your shadow, okay, just look at your shadow for a minute. Honestly, When's the last time you looked at your shadow, Siobhan? So you go outside, look at your shadow on the ground, and then wave your hand, do what she's doing, like wave your arms and watch your shadow move. And then go back in your house and write down a list of all of the shadow habits that you have. Okay, you don't have to tell anyone. This is just you. It's like an inventory where you could write down any bad habits you have. Whether if you smoke cigarettes or you eat too much sugar or you are like gossiping too much, that's one of the things I have to watch against. Because all of a sudden, before you know it, I'm talking about somebody. I'm like, no, I don't want to be talking about somebody. But this month is perfect for you to really use the sunshine, use the happiness that you're feeling, and just take a peek at those shadows. Because honestly, they're not that scary. And any anxiety you have, any nervousness will go away once you look at your shadow and say, okay, so what? I have a bad habit, but I'm still a really, really good person, right? And I also love how these two almost match each other, the faces. I just feel like this is such an important month for you, Siobhan, to understand what it is that is holding you back. Okay. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Wonderful. What time is it? Oh, it's time for me to leave. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let's see. Okay, so Priya, you were here yesterday. So all you need to do is tell me something you love about your life. If when you tell me what you love about your life, then I can pull a card for you. Okay? And you'll be my last person. Thank you guys so much for being here today. This was fantastic. Y'all were so kind, and all those thumbs up. I totally appreciate it. If there's anything that you would like to have me do readings about, please email me, and I'm happy to do that. I mean, I will honor your request, because that would be just like I was in my in a shop, and you guys walked in and I dealt the cards right in front of you, and I could look into your eyes and do a reading for you, which I wish I could do, but that's not possible for me right now. Thank you very much, Priya. I love nature too. Thank you so much. So Priya will be our last reader. Last reader. You're not a reader, are you, Priya? Our last card today. So let's draw a card for Priya. And she wants to know about her partner. What do the fairies have to tell you, Priya? Ah, magical gateway. Hang on a second. I have to look at this card closer. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. At first, I thought her face was looking at me. I thought, what's on her face? But actually, she's turned away. And it's very interesting because this is the first fairy card where the fairy was turned away. So let's read our message here. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet, this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly without looking back. So it looks to me like there's a brand new situation coming your way, Priya, that there's, see, I can almost see, this almost looks like somebody's face there. I feel like I'm seeing someone's face in the tree. It's very strange, but I feel like there's a time to walk away. So I don't know what's going on with your partner, but it does look to me that there's, hang on, I got to look at this card again. Yeah, this is showing that something new is coming. She's holding a key. She already opened the door. The light is shining through, and she's leaving something behind. So as it takes courage and trust to walk away from a relationship. So I Okay, I'm going to read this two ways because I'm not sure for you. I don't know you. But to me, the first reading is it's just time to walk away into something fresh and new, that you would have a partner that was truly a great match for you, who loved you and was not, hang on, I just tried to think of the words. It's not avoiding or ignoring you, okay? Now, if you're married or you're connected to your person, I would say that this message is that there's something brand new that needs to happen in the relationship. That the fairy is showing clearly that leaving something behind is key. It's a magical gateway. So if you are connected to your partner, you really want to make it work, you need to step through into something completely new, changing things up drastically. Okay, so yeah, it shows that there's something needed, some freshness, some newness. You may want to, okay, Priya, there is a man online. His name is Jimmy on Relationships. He's fantastic. Jimmy on Relationships. Very short videos, but he teaches about how to communicate. So I really feel like that would be helpful for you, because it does show, the fairies are showing that there's a change, a walking through something that will put you into the light. Okay. If also, if there's any kind of worry, if you have any worry or there's a disconnection feeling that you're worried about, then you might want to talk to somebody like a pastor or a counselor in your town, just to make sure that you have the skills, because it takes skills to keep a relationship together. And there's people here right now listening probably who have been married for 30 years or something, and they really need to be able to stay together. And it's not easy, because there's that last card, remember this last card that I read? This one about just being able to use August to be able to work this out. Okay, that's excellent. Thank you so much, Priya, because it is showing, and thank you for sharing, because you are I feel like you are holding the key as the woman, because you can adjust your situation, your own personal situation. There's a key that you need. Go to Jimmy on Relationships for sure. Okay, he's super easy to understand, and I think you'll really love him. But if you look at it like starting fresh or having something new, you're going to feel so much better. Okay. So thank you, everybody. This has been so fun today. I loved it. I'm going to draw one more card for the collective, and then I'm going to say goodbye for today. So let me grab a card for the collective to close our reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. I deeply appreciate all those thumbs up. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, fairies. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have in fairyland and human land. There is enough abundance for everyone. So here we go. This is a great promise again for this week. I'm going to do some more fairy readings later on in the week with my other deck. But right now, the angels and the fairies are promising us abundance. Now, abundance comes in lots of different things. I mean, right now, my cucumber plant is got an abundance of blossoms on it. There's going to be so many cucumbers. Everywhere you look in nature, there's abundance. Okay, so all you have to do is believe and trust that abundance is coming your way. All right. Also, what was I going to say here about? Oh, if you're in a place that hey, Sash and Steve, I'm about to leave, but I will say that learning skills is a way to distract from a lack of abundance, because There are always skills to be learned that will enhance your earning power. Okay. I'm so sorry I can't do a card for you because I have to go, but I will be back again later this week. I'll be back tomorrow with more live readings in the morning. So please do come back and visit then. And just the fairies are just so, so happy that y'all came and that y'all listened to them, because they are so tiny and they try so hard to get our attention, and we don't pay attention to the fairies and they don't like that so much. So let's just all take some effort this week to be grateful for fairy energy. Okay, thank you so much for being here with me today. I just had so much fun. I hope you did too, and I will see you tomorrow for our live. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, you guys. Love you.